Hi, and welcome to the 19th episode of the Chicken Chess Club podcast. I am Peter Heine Nielsen, former FIDE deputy president candidate, and I'm joined by German Grandmaster Jan Gustafsson and French Grandmaster Laurent Fressinet. Welcome. How has your last week been?
So you skipped the Grandmaster title in order to call yourself former deputy FIDE president candidate?
Exactly.
So you think that's more of your identity now?
I think it's more defining, at least, in a way, right? Then you sort of, how many former deputy FIDE presidential candidate is there, right? I mean, it's a number.
Watley, probably, Nigel. I'm sure there are many. But I think
they,
you should...
They're actually presidential candidates.
Ah, yeah.
You don't remember any non-winning. Anyway, that's a good start to our podcast, I would say. How has the week been?
Laurent, where are you? Are you homeless? Every time we talk, you're in different surroundings.
I'm like FIDE guys during the campaign. Yeah, I'm traveling all over the world. No, I'm in the south of France still, but it looks like the end of holidays. I'm going back home on Wednesday. Today is raining for the first time. One of my daughter is sick, so I'm just staying like inside the whole day, which is a bit sad. I mean, and a bit tired as well. So I'm looking forward to go back home. I mean, my internet is weak, so when it's raining, it's not really great. Yeah, I have to find something to entertain me, which is not easy. Of course, I can go on Twitter or Tinder or whatever app I have on my phone. But no, I'm looking forward to go back home because when it's raining, it's not so fun when you are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that was a bit sad. How is things in the basement in Hamburg, Jan?
I don't know. The good thing in the basement is you don't realize if it's raining or not. For me, every day looks the same. There's the green screen, the artificial light, and usually it's dark when I'm streaming my fantastic content. Other than that, no, it's all good. My daughter started school, first grade, very exciting. So far, she's liking it. No other giant developments. Like, how much weather talk can we do? It rained after like 8 weeks of not raining, so the grass is greener again. But yeah, very sorry to hear that Laurent's holiday isn't going as expected. How are your golf days, Peter? Is golf still fulfilling? Do you find enough time?
I do. I mean, well, I have squeezed in around today, and even got caught in traffic. So you poor guys had to wait for half an hour. Apologies once again.
No worries.
But I'm playing a lot. But everybody talks about adult improvers. I don't think I'm an adult improver in golf. It seems just to get even worse. So any kind of advice would
it's
be
like in chess,
nice. Yeah? No, I actually thought that golf would be nice because, well, I'm like 1200, and then there is room for progress, one should think. But surprisingly, not as much as I hoped, despite the practice. But we will see. I'm gonna keep trying. Well, like Jan, I also have kids starting in school and kindergarten, and I'm a bit surprised yours already started, because for us it's the 1st of September is the big day. But as a perhaps not too impressive dad, I have made sure I'm on a different continent when they start. So I'm going to St. Louis tomorrow. So it's going to be on the family to take care of them having a good and solid start in school and kindergarten, and I hope it goes well. But that's more or less the update here. But of course, for chess content, I'm going to St. Louis again. I think it's been before COVID since I was there the last time. So it's going to be great to go back to them and enjoy stuff there.
I think
Cyclical Cup starts on Friday, yeah? Or whatever day that is.
I'm gonna
the second,
unprofessional, but
it starts Friday.
Something like
Friday, 8 p.m. European time, but I guess it's 2 p.m. Local time or 3 p.m. I don't know. 5 hours difference.
But But there is a Premier League has a midweek round, so I think it's important that we are there to follow the fantasy league before the chess tournament starts.
I can't remember, Jan, if you were mocking French for starting in September, for starting school in September, if it was on air or off air. It was last week, but I can't remember if you probably it was off air.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it was there on air. Like, how long are your summer holidays? It's 6 months or how long are they?
Yeah. So when does it start in Germany? I mean, school?
It started last week.
So it's 20th, yeah, or something. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, somewhere there.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, it's the same in Lithuania and France, yeah. So we start early September.
I think Lithuania, we have like 10 weeks of summer holidays, 2 weeks of Easter holiday, and both winter and autumn holidays. So there's quite some stuff, which is pretty good for me. I can take my kid to Denmark in these times. But
this is just fascinating podcasting. We have kids, they go to school, like not all on the same day. What's happening in the chess world? Not that much, is there? There's the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz, like on the chessboard, I should say. Plenty happening in the chess world, as usual. The St. Louis Rapid and Blitz, Laurent will be very happy at the time of recording. They're done with the Rapid. And your boys are in the lead, no? Ali Reza and MVL? Shared first,
I mean,
hand in hand?
I mean, like, not much is happening, but France is taking control over the chess world very clearly. So Ali Reza and Maxime did very well. They are leading before the Blitz. Okay, they made this quick draw, this Berlin repetition in the last game. So I don't know. I know they have been practicing. Actually, they are generally practicing. I mean, over the board before such tournaments. Because Ali Reza lives in Chartres, Maxime in Paris, so it's very easy to just meet and play some Rapid and Blitz over the board. So I think this practice went very well.
I don't like it that you bring up the topic and the excuse before we could mock them for it. But of course, if they practice together, then it's fine. They should play Berlin, Berlin repetition every game.
I think I think they are going to play. Just a Maxime decision. Probably he was tired, or he was very happy about his tournament. He's on +4. He didn't lose. He's very good at Blitz. I mean, he didn't care too much. 11 points. So this means +4. So 4 wins and no losses. I mean, this is a very good score. And he's so good at Blitz. He can have, I mean, we know, we saw last time he made 8 out of 9, one of the days. So he can just, sit there and win one game after another. So I guess they are both, very much favorite by now. But yeah, no, of course, I don't like it. I mean, I think they should play, but, yeah, okay, it's Maxim's decision. He was white. Guy is playing, I mean, Ali Reza is playing Berlin.
For me, it's strange that you are focused on this, quick draw. I mean, for me, the story is, well, France has the 2 leading players in this tournament, and we just had the Olympiad. Don't you feel that you threw away gold?
Swing away gold. I mean, it's a bit too strong, but of course, I mean, I already said it's really a pity.
But I mean, when would France have a better chance of winning gold? I mean, we would have these 2, and then we would have Moussa, Bacro, and you. I mean,
we would.
Lagarde.
Yeah, me or Lagarde.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, but we would be number 2 on the starting list. So I understand that.
Yes,
we would have quite a good shot at medals at the very least. So yeah, it's a pity. What can I do? I mean,
I almost feel tragic, right? I mean, this was the moment. I mean, this was the moment to have a team.
Yeah, because Russia was missing China as well. So yeah, it was maybe the best chance ever actually to get gold, but I don't know what will bring.
But Peter, Laurent won Mind Games 2012. He was on the team when they won an individual board medal in 2010. He's achieved it all. You can't make him feel bad about missing.
I won also. We already said it on that podcast that I won an individual gold medal as well. So, but yeah, no, it's one of my regrets actually, because I felt that We never won.
Well, I was about to say that none of us has ever won a actual real medal, a team medal. But then I would be corrected by Jan, who is a former European champion, right?
That's very correct. European team champion.
I'm former vice
with
champion.
Germany.
European. Yeah. It's not winning. It's finishing second, yeah. Okay.
You got the silver with France in the tournament?
Yeah. 2001.
Okay.
So that's
Wow.
some years ago. Yeah, but it's one of my regrets that we never did. We were very close in Tromsø, for instance. I mean, we were leading after 9 rounds, and then we lost the last two against China and Russia. But yeah, I felt that overall we deserved at least a medal, but never happened. And that time, yeah, no, of course, I mean, like Aliaza and MVL are outstanding player, and we don't need this rapid in single field to find out.
It's just like, I mean, Magnus tried actually to carry his team through, and well, it wasn't his fault that it went as it did. But I mean, imagine Maxim and Firouzja playing, right? I mean, that's half a team. I mean, that would be quite something, and the level they seem to be playing. No, for me, it's when I look at the standings right now, I think it's really a pity they didn't play the Olympiad.
But I would guess people in France and Laurent wanted them to play. It's not like there was this tragic misjudgment to leave them off the team.
I understand.
Yes, someone told me, because with Jules didn't lose a game, Moussa. He didn't lose a game on board 1. I lost 1 game on board 2. So just imagine Maxime and Aliaza playing on board 3 and 4. Yeah. And then we just go from there, and yeah, we could just win the whole thing, that's for sure.
You might have gotten a bit stronger opponents, but I get your point.
Yeah, maybe. No,
but yeah, you guys were saying that you think that either Maxim or Firouzja will win the combined.
No,
right?
Laurent said that.
Laurent said that.
To me, it looked completely wide open. The field is very close together, and in Blitz, it's so much about daily shape. Of course, Maxime has had great results, but it's not like he makes 8 out of 9 in every Blitz tournament. To me, it's completely
but okay.
wide open.
That was also my impression, that more or less, not anyone, but a lot could still win.
Yeah,
I don't think Sam is third with 10 points, but he's not a Blitz specialist, even if he's pre-moving a lot, even.
Let's cut to the chase. Are you willing to?
Okay, so we take the field, you take the French guys, yeah?
French versus the world.
Okay.
We bet.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Wow, very confident.
Yeah.
Lock it in.
Yeah.
Well, then we have content for next episode already.
The problem is when this comes out, people will find out very shortly who won. But yeah, it's still good to have it on the books.
Yeah.
Anything that stood out chess-wise? Fabi didn't look great, but then he also won the occasional game. To my mind, frankly, it's all a big blur. We have so many events, like with the Grand Chess Tour, the Champions Chess Tour, and all these guys playing against each other. Like, I look at the standings, but to recall individual games, I struggle. Is that old age, or is that spirit of the times? Do we have too much?
I think there is a bit of both, but I have it a bit similar. There is a lot of information, and you have to... I mean, there is a bunch of game you have to scroll through and judge the openings, at least, if you have the kind of job that we have. So, I mean, that's the problem with this... Or not problem, but this rapid events, that there is so many games per round. Of course, also the Olympiad was 1,000 relevant games you had to go through, right? So part of it. But I would say that, for me, there was kind of 2 surprises. Nakamura negatively, he's dropped to number 5 in the rating list from number 1, and Shankland positively. And I think Ågård was writing on Facebook that him and Sam has actually sort of targeted training rapid, that while they don't really fancy rapid, it's becoming a very important skill to have, like it or not. So that they have been practicing that, and Sam's result has improved in rapid, while he normally performed better in classical than
Let's see if it did he say if they target the Blitz or not?
No, I just skimmed the headlines of social media posts. I don't really go into
That's also a bit like saying after Magnus wins a World Championship match, we targeted winning World Championship matches. No?
yeah, that's how it's done, right? I mean, yeah.
Let's see, because
no, I get your point. So, well, also, I mean, as we said already on Friday, the the next event starts in St. Louis. Are you betting on the French players there as well, Laurent?
No,
or? No.
You know that I'm contractually obliged to bet on the Norwegian guy.
Yeah, me too. So what about you, Jan? You will take the field against Norway, or how does it work?
The field against Norway, I haven't done the math actually. Does he win more than every other super tournament he plays?
Of course.
Like, that's very easy to look up.
Of course.
I think it's close.
Yeah, it's 1 out of 2.
I mean, for instance, betting wise, I would say Norway chess they gave him under odds 2, but that's because of this. He normally did so well in tiebreaks. This time he did badly in tiebreaks, but won anyway. I think for what I can say, at some point at least he was over odds 2, but I'm not sure.
No, but here there is some
I don't know.
tiebreak. I mean, if it's the same regulations as the previous years, then if you're tied, there is some tiebreak, which
Yeah.
it's your
Like that, but not if the game is drawn, like in Norway.
yeah, no, of course. But if you score, let's say
That's only
+3,
Norway who does
which
it
is,
like
I guess, is normal. No, maybe +2 is normal rating wise, because it's strong. Or is it so strong actually? Because many Americans.
As mentioned in the last episode, we will try to guess the field. Live on air today. No one's looked it up. We know Richard Rapport couldn't get there. I saw a tweet that I think then was deleted, that because of the COVID travel restrictions he couldn't go. I guess you had to be vaccinated to go to the US. Maybe Peter knows. What do they ask you for?
I don't think I think they ask you for vaccination these days. When I went to Charlotte earlier, they asked also for a negative test, but at least my impression is they don't ask you it this time. So if they do, someone please shout, but it's probably going to be too late. I'm on the plane anyway at that point. But I think now you just need to be vaccinated to get in. So, I mean, well, yeah, it's not reasonable that we are sort of guessing on his personal vaccine status, but I guess that's...
No, I was just confused by this tweet specifying...
Well, exactly, and I assume also that's why they deleted it, because one is not really allowed to talk about such things, as far as I understand.
Yeah, so the field, I found the field, finally, so it's very strong. So
Good work.
So
That
Magnus Carlsen,
much we know.
Firoja Caruana Nepo, So Aronian Mamediarov, MVL Dominguez, and Hans Niemann. So with is let's say a new beginner in elite tournaments. I think it is the first one for Hans, such a strong field. Except of course for this online rapid in the Champion Chess Tour. So
Hikaru is not playing for some reason, right?
Well, it's
Yeah,
a classical
Hikaru
tournament. He hasn't played many of those. No, usually he's played the Rapid and
Play
Blitz.
the candidates, but yeah.
I understand he played the Grand Prix candidates, but not a lot of invitationals.
it's too long. Yeah, he has to make a living with his his stream. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
So the
You
question
saw-
is, would we
I was-
take Magnus over the field? Sorry. I'm trying to decide. It feels
I think it's
very,
a good
very
question.
close. Yeah, I don't know. Gut feeling, I would think he's tiny. What's happening with the tie? There's a tiebreak, yeah? Like,
Yeah,
there's a match.
Yeah, you just.
I would guess he's a tiny favorite then over the field, but I don't know. I'd be curious to see some math. Peter can probably investigate. So I'd take Magnus over the field, but feels very close.
Yeah, we will have to check the bookmaker odds, but I would guess it's also very much like that. Maybe Caruana's recent lack of form will help Magnus a bit in that way.
Yeah, but if Nepomniachtchi or Alireza or Maxime or whoever scores +3 and wins the event, it also wouldn't be a surprise, right?
No, it will
It's
not
happened plenty.
be. I mean, no, you can imagine one of them having an excellent tournament. You can have imagine Magnus having an off tournament. It's not like completely impossible to imagine Magnus not winning it at all, right? So
Also, for Magnus, his strength is normally his lows aren't as low as the others. No, with a few exceptions. He could score 5 out of 9 or whatever it is, and lose 5 rating points, but it's not a disaster.
no.
And you,
Anyway,
there's your boy Wesley
Planning
as well.
to.
Yeah. So
Go Wesley!
you always believe in
I'll
Wesley.
always be rooting for you.
Yeah.
I always believe in Wesley. Had a nice little break recently. Haven't seen him that much. Well, he played the Olympiad.
But you believe in him for actually winning the event?
Could happen.
It's possible.
+2,
Yeah.
undefeated. Why not?
Plus
Yeah.
3 even. Why not?
Yep.
Some guy overpressing as white.
I think he has to stumble a bit into it, is my impression. I mean, I don't think he's gonna massively try.
No, of course.
Well, he did win 4 super tournaments in a row back in 2016, and he hasn't really changed. But yeah, of course, he's not a favorite. I would take Magnus over the field.
You are a super fan, you know your facts.
giant fan.
Yeah,
Did
impressive.
you see, by the way, I have one last question about this Rapid and Blitz. Did you see how Naka behaves at the end of some games? I mean, like, he looks like he's about to resign and then just play a move and then shake his head and almost... I mean, like, I was a bit shocked. I mean, like... For me,
I only saw this video where Maxime makes this draw with G1 Queen, Rook takes, Rook to B6 and some Rook endgame. And Hikaru looked very shocked by G1 Queen, but it didn't look like it was.
No, that one is...
It didn't look unfair or anything. He was just surprised by the move. And he's an expressive guy.
No, against the Fabi in the last round game, I thought, okay, it looks like he's about to resign, but then he plays one move, bangs the clock, makes a lot of noise, shake his head. I mean, I thought it was clearly unfair to me, but I don't know. If you didn't see it, then it's difficult to comment.
And you know, Peter and Hikaru, they're allies now in their fight against Vesco Chess.
I'm planning to praise Hikaru like crazy later, so I really don't like that this takedown piece.
Yeah, they're flirting. I saw that. Yeah, they're flirting a lot these days.
Yeah, no. Sorry, this is not nice. Did you? Yeah, well,
you didn't see the videos.
No. I don't watch. It's strange, but for me, chess is like a two-dimensional game. I look at chess openings, I look at stuff with Indians, but to watch videos of podcasts and such, I shouldn't.
That's why we're
dissing podcasts.
That's why we are so complimentary, yeah, right?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm on Twitter, but yeah. But do you think it's better? You like watching the actual, videos of, but it takes so much time. I mean,
I understand, but I like it. I mean, like,
how many hours do you play golf today?
No, that is true. That took like 5 hours. You're right. Well, it should take 3.
Probably find a minute to watch the 2 Nakamura video.
Yeah, I get your point.
No, yesterday I just came back home and it was the last round. So last 10 minutes I was watching for sure.
No, but I mean, I follow all the tournaments more or less live, but I follow the flow of the games. But the video, well, even World Championship matches, I have seen very little video, I have to admit. But maybe one should as a coach in order to get the facial expressions and such. But
I remember you were not listening to the press conference at times.
Sorry?
During the World Championship match, I remember you were not listening to press conference.
No, I'm standing on a parking lot in Dubai without internet. I mean, waiting for Magnus to be finished. It's
without any
a bit
food
much
as well.
Yeah, I was starving. Yeah. No, that's so no. There, I think your criticism is unreasonable. But no, press conferences is actually a very good way to get info about the players, and also so you don't have to ask the same questions later. So that I think you make a good point. Also, the press conferences normally there's some kind of banter. You get a good idea of the mental state of the opponents. And for instance, I remember after Game 9 in New York, I got very optimistic because, well, Magnus was 1 point behind and he was close to losing in Game 9, so it would have been -2, but he didn't lose. But the press conference, he was completely killing Kayakin in a sense that you can see who has grasped the positions correctly. Magnus understood all the details tactically, while Kayakin was basically floating, and it was clear that Magnus was still playing much better than him and had better grasp of what was going on, and it ended quite well.
He talked about that quite a bit. I was going to get to it later, but I listened to Magnus's interview with Lex Friedman on that podcast. And yeah, he mentioned the loss in Game 8 as the worst loss of his career, which, is very understandable. With the stakes, the match was equal, and then you go down -1 with not many games to go. He mentioned, and I think this topic has been touched a bit, but probably not expressed so clearly. He mentioned he got drunk with his team after Game 8. There was a rest day the next day. Peter, my question is, of course, were you part of the getting drunk proceedings? How drunk were you? What was being drunk?
Well, now there is two problems here. I haven't listened to the podcast, so it could be that you are bluffing.
No, I'm not bluffing. I wouldn't do that. He mentioned it was the one and only time that he went.
Are you willing to put up some kind of, let's say, financial compensation in case you are bluffing?
For sure.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah. Then the answer is yes.
What yes? I want. I already know it's yes. The question is, did you also get drunk?
Yes.
What did you drink?
Beer.
Just beer?
No, come on. You cannot get drunk with beers, Peter. I mean, look at you.
No, Magnus didn't just
we
drink
don't
beer.
believe you.
We're not buying that.
No.
No, we're not buying that. You cannot get drunk with beers. I mean, this is not possible.
I come on,
I mean, I cannot get drunk with beers. You cannot get drunk with beers.
I'm a small guy. No, I get extremely extremely easily drunk.
No, come on, you're twice my size. I mean, it's not possible you get drunk with beers.
No, I remember cancelling an interview with a Danish journalist the next day.
Okay.
Drunk is too strong, but I think it was a reasonable emergency measure. I mean, to do something extraordinary and also to understand that something extraordinary happened, and now, we're not really going to sleep. And, we would try to sleep, but everybody would be very affected. And I think also, I guess, I have never spoken with Magnus about it, but, I remember the bookmaker odds basically said it was 50-50. But this must be the only time when you start realizing I could actually lose my world championship title.
Not just
in a very few days. Well, that's maybe a bit disrespectful of his opponents in two playoffs, but it didn't feel like he was going to lose his title. But there you start realizing, okay, this might actually be out of control. And
it was. I mean, like he missed so many chances in the first part. Especially games 3 and 4. He was dominating the whole thing, and he was not managing to win a game. That was very frustrating. And it's pity actually that Jan left. You left in the middle. I mean, like you went to commentating in the middle.
Yeah, I was there for the first 6 games, and then there was this strange deal that I left to do. Yeah. Commentary in the middle, still did some stuff.
So I couldn't. There was no way I could get drunk in Cargo with MVL and Nice as company. I mean, like, that was very unrealistic. I didn't even manage at the end of the match. So
you're like this guy, like in 800 meters, where they have to make a world record. So there's this guy who runs very quickly for 400 meters, and he just leaves, right?
That's me. Except when I leave, you're stuck on 50%.
You didn't do a very good job.
No, but you kept on walking. I think.
No, I thought.
You just
that's true. It's true. He actually did. But I mean, you let me off the hook with this drinking. You can ask more if you feel like it.
No, speaking of drinking, I'll just retell whatever I remember from the Magnus podcast. He also mentioned there was a World Blitz Championship 2011 or something, where he didn't do well, and then he went to the minibar, had a few drinks, and won his last 8 games. And his general thoughts seem to be, and I think we have to ask Laurent, who's clearly the expert on this, that when you're drunk, you can be in a different state of mind and maybe be more creative. It can get you a push or more confident, but maybe one shouldn't do it all the time. What's your experience?
You want me to mention
playing chess?
Okay. I thought it was about Bermuda Party again. No. I will just I've never played official games. Let's say drunk. That's for sure. With hangover for sure. But drunk, no, I never played drunk. I played some friendly blitz, but it's never the same, you know. You just play in some bar, and okay, it's not the same.
Magnus was arguing, and I'm not sure. I haven't played that much drunk blitz. That in general, if you feel you're in a bad spot, it could actually help you short term with confidence and so on.
I think the two situations he's describing, it's a shock measure when things are completely out of control. Dvoretsky was telling me an anecdote from his own times. I think he was at probably European Juniors with Chekhov, who was the favorite but was doing badly. And Dvoretsky said that before the free day, he forced Chekhov to drink. And I said, so Chekhov like drinking. He said, no, you misunderstand the point completely. Chekhov never drinks. I wanted to push him completely out of his comfort zone and to do something extraordinary. And, as the anecdote goes, it works. And also, Dvoretsky is not here to correct me, so maybe it's not nice that I mention it. But I think the point is, it makes sense to do some kind of shock measure, in my opinion. Well, also, if you're used to drinking all the time, you could do the reverse and actually skip the Bermuda part if you want to do something completely insane. I think the two Magnus things is, things are not really going like he wants to, and he wants to do something completely different to break rhythm. And there it makes sense. I think in general it's a bad advice, but I think when things are,
No, I don't want to make it sound like Magnus advocated drinking for chess, or we do. I don't think anybody does.
I think also to make the reverse point, he wrote that in 2019, which was his best chess year, and of course the influence from AI was big, but also he mentioned that he stopped drinking completely, right? So I think, he's not. He's mentioning these anecdotes, but he's definitely also mentioned stopping doing it as something very useful, right? But it's an interesting story that he somehow decided. Well, also after game 8 he lost. There is a free day the next day, so. It's also, for me, the only time I have tried in my career as a World Championship coach to be behind in a match. And it's a very frustrating thing that, you want to get back as quickly as possible. But then there is a free day, which is extremely unwelcome. And basically you have to kill time, you have to get used to the situation. And somehow, deciding, let's do something at least that makes time, a bit less intolerable, has some relevance. So
I got used to it.
But I think I had 3 or 4 beers, and that's it.
I got used to it in Bonn 2008 to be behind. That was so regular.
Yeah.
So regular status, and you want this to end actually. You just want the match to stop. But coming back to this during chess, the only thing I noticed with me is that I was playing much faster. So that must be maybe a bit of confidence, but also I didn't care so much about the result of the game. So it's hard to tell. But I saw, actually, coming back to videos, to me watching videos, I saw some videos about Magnus when he was drunk playing this blitz. I remember one game with Kachov, and he looks, he was playing very fast, and it was good games. So I don't know, it worked for him.
I have a recollection. In my youth, I was playing a Grandmaster tournament in Pinsk, and the Russian Grandmaster Haryotonov, who was very talented there, was playing blitz with me, and he was completely drunk, and he was crushing me totally. But what I noticed was that when the game finished and he had to put up the pieces, it was difficult for him because he was drunk. So putting back the pieces in the right positions was actually a challenge. Beating me in blitz seemed like that was just, the subconscious took over, and he was crushing me positionally, despite being seriously drunk. So, I don't know where this anecdote leads, but, we seem to, I don't think we're advocating alcohol at all. I think we are debating the pluses and minuses, and I think in total there are obvious minuses, but, Magnus has made this 2 times in a long career where he said he used it as a shock remedy successfully.
Sure.
So, any other juicy bits from his podcast that you want to reveal?
There's a bit of interesting stuff. He said the most nervous he ever was in a game, that I found interesting, was during game 10 against Fabi in 2018. I think game 10 was the one where they played this very sharp Sveshnikov, and Magnus tried to attack on the king side, sacrificed a pawn or 2 on the other side. In the end, it was a draw. It was a very sharp game, but I recall I wasn't nervous at all during that game. I was very convinced it would go well. I was incredibly nervous during this Petrov later on, but that game I always felt like things will just be fine. So it was interesting to hear that.
I don't know. Again, we are giving away info here. I think, you were nervous in the Petrov because it was kind of your responsibility, right? I mean, that's how it works.
I was the only one who had looked at the Petrov.
No. But I mean, that's how it works as a second.
Yeah,
I'm extremely nervous in the opening phase because, well, it's my responsibility, and there is someone there who trusts his career with what we are doing. While when it's in their hands, of course, you are nervous about the result. But I mean, well, you.
Yeah, no, but
really
what I'm saying is I wasn't even nervous about the result. Maybe wrongly so. I remember it was a sharp game, but I never had the feeling Magnus could lose it. Maybe it was wrong. I think he was lost at some points, computer-wise. But I guess we have so much faith in him in such a messy struggle.
Yeah, I'm also a bit puzzled that he mentioned this one as the one he was the most nervous in his career.
Yeah.
But, well, of course, I mean, they are playing for high stakes and in a very complex position in a game 10 that, while it's not totally decisive, they are playing for 50% of equity World Championship match title, no doubt, right? So you can understand him. But I'm also a bit surprised he picks that one. But,
No, that was surprising in general. Yeah, I found the podcast interesting. Like, another hot take. He's a pretty smart guy, Magnus, and he will have like very interesting opinions on anything. Obviously, for us, we would know a lot of where he stands, but I found it worth listening to. I have an opinion on why he doesn't play World Championship matches anymore, from what I gathered from that interview. And he's saying that recently, or maybe always, but especially recently, the joy of winning has been a bigger factor for him than the fear of losing in chess. That when he's playing a tournament, and especially if things are going well, obviously I'm paraphrasing, that's how I understood it, it's about the joy of winning. While in World Championship matches, he feels he has something to lose and not so much to win, which is the main driver. And for me and for us as chickens, every game of chess is driven by the fear of losing. So he does not play World Championships anymore because he doesn't want to join the chicken chess club. He doesn't like that it converts him into a chicken in advance, that he has to be worried about losing his title, his status, and all that. That's my hot take.
I'm pretty sure I've said it before, but for instance, that he felt more joy by winning Vaganse than he did by winning the World Championship. Also because from a theoretical perspective, it's a much bigger achievement winning the Vaganse tournament than the World Championship.
Yeah, I disagree with that, but I'm the framing that he said. Yeah, he doesn't want to be converted into being dominated by this fear of losing. I found interesting. So I'm not sure if that makes him a chicken or if that makes him avoid being a chicken. I don't know if we can have him on anytime soon.
Becomes like a meta chicken, or I don't know. No.
Chicken accusation.
You think that? Good one. Well, we can try and invite him on, of course, but I don't know if we.
Who will ask?
Well,
that's the question.
Friedman can get him.
Yeah, maybe. Well, if he listens to it, he can
join anytime.
He can join in. Yeah.
I'll happily ask. I know Peter's not very close to him, so
no.
I can text maybe while you guys are having lunch and during Siegfried Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Do that.
Yeah, you won't see him the next 2 weeks, yeah? The next couple of weeks, yeah?
Yeah, but it's uncomfortable to sort of ask begging for favors in the middle of,
favors.
You think I'm giving him an opportunity?
Giving him an opportunity.
Yeah, I get your point, but no. Generally, yeah.
There was also some talk about chess politics and whether or not to exclude Russians from tournaments, but I won't tell you what he said, so you have to listen to it all.
Wow, that is... no, please, can you just give me a hint?
Nope.
Okay.
Just saying. It's been addressed.
Okay. Oh, wow. Interesting. Laurent is lost.
Froze.
Yeah.
I had another question for Laurent, which I guess I know the answer to, but Magnus mentioned that 2013 and then 2014 he was in the best shape of his life, and he mentioned specifically that he played a lot of tennis with one of his seconds, who's not a very athletic guy, but good at tennis. Was Laurent already around then?
Laurent has been there all the time. Basically.
He's an OG. So was Laurent?
Laurent wasn't there for the candidates in 2013, but he got in for the World Championship and has just stayed there ever since.
So it must have been Laurent, no?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Laurent is he might even be the reigning world chess and tennis champion. Although I would object to that. Basically, it was only French players. So on more side, it was like the French Open.
It's like the NBA. It's French players play chess and tennis against each other, and in the end, whoever wins is the world champion.
Something like that. Yes. And no, Laurent is I would say for someone who is not good, Laurent is extremely good. You understand, right?
Yeah. Also, he doesn't look like he's good, so he'd be a great tennis hustler.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But he's better at tennis than we play this paddle, and there he's less impressive. I would say he's still good, but he's probably worse than Magnus there. If in need be, I have a very embarrassing video on my phone about that. But
we all have embarrassing videos on our phones.
That is
it's
true.
Always a
this
tricky
is
part to play.
Yeah, I agree. But no, I mean we do a lot of sports at this camp. Well, you know it. Well, you try to skip it. Actually, is my impression.
I usually fake an injury early on. Last time I didn't have to fake it. But yeah, Magnus mentioned that he's sort of the poster boy for physical fitness and the importance of it in chess. Mm-hmm. But he also said that it's a bit undeserved because he doesn't work out, he doesn't run, he doesn't do anything systematic. He just really enjoys sports, no? Which, of course, has that effect, but it's not like it's part of his training regimen. He just likes playing football and tennis and basketball.
I don't know. I think he just generally likes all these kind of sports. So it's more, as you say, an entertainment thing rather than being sort of obsessed about being in great shape before chess events. I would also say in his youth he was probably in even better physical shape than now. But it could also be that who am I to talk about such actually? So And I think I saw a recent interview with Nepomniachtchi in New in Chess, and we can get to the bits where he has a go at me later. But I think he described Magnus as not being that superior in a chess level, but very superior as a sports person. And I don't know if I fully agree with that one, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm also not sure. I guess there might be something to it, the experience and so on. But I also think, first of all, it's very hard to separate because it's what produces the moves over the board, right? I'm not sure which one is chess and which one is fitness. But yeah, Magnus, he's never been the guy who's like this super organized sportsman with a training regimen. And he talks about it very openly, but I think it's the same problem as always. People don't believe him. They think he's saying it not to reveal like how he works and how much he works. While the info, at least as far as I know, it's all out there. Like he's being very honest about what he's doing and what he's not doing.
Well, I think we had this problem also before when Magnus said he didn't want to play the next World Championship match. That people think that he's playing some kind of mind games where he just is just openly talking exactly what he thinks and such.
Speaking of mind games, looks like Laurent is back.
Yeah, sorry, my internet is really capping. When it starts raining outside, actually, my internet is down. So this is not very reassuring for the for the podcast, but yeah. So
that's
mind
all
games.
right.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, yeah. No, we talked about some of the stuff Magnus said. I thought it was very much worth listening to. And I'm always stunned. Like, normally it's Peter's job to praise Magnus here, but I'm always stunned like how precise he is with words as well. In English, he's so good at like expressing himself to the point. So yeah, I was impressed.
And he's incredibly honest. That's what makes
that's
it very, very interesting.
That's what we just said.
Yeah.
Then we have to address the big news in the chess world where I'm not sure how to word it correctly, but since we're on that, I think Chesscom made an offer to acquire the Play Magnus group, and formally it will be decided within the next 2 months or something like that. But it sounded from what I read that, people seemed fairly sure about the deal going through.
I mean, we all learned about it via a message to the Norwegian Stock Exchange, right? Where the board of the Play Magnus Group, which owns, I think, around 35% of the stock, is unanimously recommending that everybody accept the offer, right? So I guess it's considered a formality. You can also see that the price of the stock has risen to not 13, but like 12.70, which is considerable gain from what it was earlier. So basically everybody is expecting this thing to go through as far as I can see. And again, I haven't spoken with Henrik or Magnus or anything like this. I'm just using public sources for making that conclusion.
I didn't learn anything from a message to the Norwegian Stock Exchange. I just learned from Twitter, as you do. But yeah, I think we all learned about it on the same day. I didn't really have any inside info. Like Laurent and I guess we're still affiliated with the group. We do commentary and the occasional stuff, but it's also not a secret that I at least haven't really been involved in behind the scenes stuff for quite a while there. So I'm as curious as the rest of the world what it means. Peter, will we have one chess superpower to rule them all? Is that what's happening?
Well, it seems like that to quite a degree. Well, they are saying that the companies will remain separated, but there will be the same owners, as far as I understand. But well, what do I know? But of course, I mean, these were by far, the biggest companies in terms of financial volume, and now they're becoming one, right? So we are basically getting one humongously big financial actor on the commercial chess market, and that's going to be, of course, interesting to see which kind of effects that.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting to see if, let's say, there is two commentary teams, one for Chess.com, one for Chess24. It used to be, like all the time for every tournament, there used to be internet online tournament for Chess.com, for Chess24. So let's see if it continues or they will make one big, let's say a tour, online tour, and they stop one of the two, this Champion Chess Tour or this Chess.com weekend blitz, whatever it is, rapid to qualify for World Rapid online or whatever it is. I didn't follow. I'm not interested to play, and I never commentated obviously on that one. So that will be interesting to see if they just make one huge company. I have absolutely zero info. I'm like Jan. I didn't follow at all the behind the scenes stuff, and maybe it's not decided yet. It would be my hunch actually. That
I'm a bit worried that these guys, Hess and Wrench, maybe they can even speak German. The names sound a bit German. Like usually, if there's too much stuff happening, I can retreat to doing German stuff. But Hess and Wrench sounds very German. Maybe they'll take it all. I have no idea how it's gonna be with the commentary. I think I speak for Laurent there as well. With our current status, whoever gives us money to do stuff, we're on board. Preferably, of course, the FIDE appeals committee, but also like all the other stuff. I'm very curious. I haven't given it serious thought what it means.
And there's also platforms just to play chess because
for the platforms and so on.
Yeah, you go to websites first and foremost to play chess, and how will it work? We'll have only one platform, a couple of platforms will be the same. It's very hard to tell. We'll see in the future, and
But I heard at Chesscom they have this dark background technology, which would be great for everybody in the group. Like,
what is it?
Like the side is not white, but you can also see it with the darker background, which is all the rage now.
Okay. I didn't know about that.
Okay. No, but it's going to be interesting also. Well, you saw this, the video of Wrench and Magnus, right? Where, they're talking that now Magnus will play Title Tuesdays. He will play the Speed Chess Tour. It's interesting if these things are going to merge, and there actually will be less events for players, and or that if they will how will they will do it. It's too early to say. It's of course very interesting how it will happen, but of course monopoly in general it should not be seen as very positive. But we will see. It's gonna be interesting.
I wish I knew one or two guys who have experience going up against a great chess monopoly, like pointing out the flaws, fighting against it, maybe mentioning on Twitter once or twice what goes wrong. I'm very curious what flags will be displayed on the websites of this company. Peter, any ideas?
Yeah, and I think your example is wrong.
I know.
Because,
it was a bit of a stretch.
No, because one thing is getting people to vote for you, while, I mean, here you can just, for instance, look at, for instance, Lead Chess. They just make their own server, and if it's competitive, it's fine. I mean, that's also like when you play chess, you just have to make good moves.
New company policy.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry if I mentioned something that was, I don't know, free and good. But no, yeah.
See, he's already starting. I think this will be Peter's corner.
No, I'll stick to FIDE and World Peace.
We need a few months to decide if Lead Chess is free and good. Then we will tell you in a few months. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
but it doesn't necessarily. I mean, chess.com can also mean there will be more stability and things like this. It's hard to. I think it's way too early to say. But of course, I can understand people who is directly involved will be nervous at times like now. That would be strange if not. Would be my opinion. Well. And we'll see. No, even for someone like me, will Magnus start playing less events if his own tour is disappearing and such? It would not be very nice for someone who's a coach, right? So we will see where things lead. But at least for me, it was rather shocking news. But I don't know how you guys see it.
No, it was surprising news. It wasn't shocking like the stuff that was relevant to our lives. Like I don't think there was that. No. So I'm a bit curious how it's going to play out, but I don't really have.
It's also interesting for me that there is someone in the chess world like chess.com who's able to offer, I think it's $82.7 million to acquire another company, right? It's a serious amount of money. I think, the FIDE budget is like, is it 12 million a year? No, 82.7 million is quite something. I mean,
no, if I learn, actually it was very interesting for me to manage this, thanks to my good friend Jan and other people I did.
Nepotism.
Mainly Jan. I did manage the
There was no transparency in getting
to get the job. I got the job because I was friends with Jan. And Magnus as well. Both helped. And so I did manage the French channel on Chess24 for 3 years. And if I learned something anything is possible. Like it was my first experience in a company. And, I learned, everything. Nothing is, so I'm not surprised anymore by anything. If chess.com and Lead Chess tomorrow would merge, I wouldn't be, that would be not, heart attack for me. Everything is possible and people are talking to each other and they're making deals and that's it.
Yep. No, we'll see how it plays out. We'll surely have more to talk about, but yeah, I'm as curious as everybody else. Maybe slightly less curious, as Laurent has also mentioned. But yeah, interesting times in the chess world for sure. Peter, in your chess world, what's going on there? What has Sutovsky done this week? Is that what this segment is called now, or is it still what's wrong with FIDE this week?
What's wrong with Sutovsky?
It's a strong order. Well, it was actually interesting that someone else than me suddenly came with a big lunch at him. I think Nakamura, who is maybe the most influential chess streamer, basically had a 10-minute segment where he was actually attacking Sutovsky quite a lot. I think his main point was that he was that Sutovsky was taking a dig at rapid chess, which is very close to to Nakamura's heart. But I think Nakamura went pretty much at it when he got sort of warmed up. He was saying openly that someone like Chutowski should not be employed by FIDE at all. And
I know you're not a big porn guy, but that's like pornography to you, right?
How would I know?
Exactly.
But I mean, I have seen it more than once. Let's put it like that. But no, it was interesting to me, a bit shocking. I'm not saying I agree with Nakamura on everything, but well, it's curious for a number of reasons. Well, also Nakamura attacking FIDE. Well, why would he do that? Well, there's kamikaze guys like me who just do it. But, well, Nakamura just got a wild card from FIDE, right? And he's also quite involved with Chess.com, which is a big sponsor of FIDE. So I was kind of puzzled. But maybe Nakamura is just so big he can do whatever he wants.
Speak his mind? Like, I'm sure he's had
I think so, yeah.
issues with others in the past, no? Mm-hmm. Regarding Nakamura, just slightly off topic, but it reminds me, Magnus was asked specifically on that podcast if he would have played the match had Nakamura qualified. He said no, but he would have liked it less. So I think that's the honest answer. He said he had already decided before he wasn't gonna play, but he would have been slightly less happy with the thought of world champion Nakamura, which, yeah, I guess is just the honest answer, but it wouldn't have changed his decision.
Yeah.
No, and Nakamura probably will choose never to believe that, which probably also is the most comfortable. So we will never know, right? But I obviously believe in Magnus in this one.
No, in general, the one thing about Magnus, what we've learned about the guy, he normally says what he thinks as well, no? Like,
yeah.
I don't think there's too much of... Yeah.
But again, now we are drifting off the important FIDE.
Where were we? Sorry. Like, what has Emil done?
Also, Emil, well, they are announcing now that it's actually very surprising. It's one of our election promises that jobs in FIDE should be by open application. So the FIDE has made a tweet that if you want to be their marketing director, you can apply for the job in an open process. And well, Chutowski has actually already pointed out that, well, someone probably ironically suggesting me for the job that I'm not qualified for the job. And I actually agree on that part. So that is settled.
You should still apply just to see how the process is if you get due consideration, fair job interview. There's transparency.
I don't want to waste people's time by applying for something that I'm not interested in. That's actually wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, all right.
So you're unqualified.
So which jobs within FIDE would you apply for, other than deputy?
Under the current leadership, none.
So you wouldn't be interested to head the ethics committee? That must be close to your heart.
I would be very interested in, but yeah, you're okay. You're really sort of waving it in front of me, right? The dream job. I understand you, yeah, but I wouldn't be able to do it. No.
Okay. So the trainers committee got in touch, said we need your input as the trainer in 8 victorious world championship matches. You would say, sorry,
well,
can't do it.
They actually, I think previous year, they got in touch with me and asked if I was would be interesting to be heading the trainers committee. And I said that, well, I would think about it. I might be interested. It was during the current leadership, but before sort of the escalations in Ukraine. But then they got back to me that someone within the FIDE leadership thought it was a bad idea, and they would choose between 2 Russians instead, and they took Kobalya in the end. So I actually showed some interest in that, but then someone had some hindsight.
But it's not what they said, probably. It's not what they wrote.
No, that was they wrote privately to me.
But they didn't say that they would choose between 2 Russians. They say they would choose between Kobalya and... Okay.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but that's how it ended up at least. But that's I don't think I should be in any commissions there. No. So, but ethics commission, of course, is the dream post. But it's unpaid and a lot of work that I'm unqualified for as well. But yeah, let's see. No, I think we have good guys in the ethics committee, but let's see if I'm going to make them.
Who's head of ethics committee? It's Asmai Parashvili still?
No, I think it's a good one. No, I think it should. I think it's Francois Strudon, if I remember correctly, who's the head. But then there is a number of panelists, and I think the general concept is that I forgot if they're like 9. And, well, the idea is that you will choose maximum 4 to decide on a case, and then there is 4 others for the appeal, if necessary. So there is a good juridical system within FIDE, at least in principle. So, no, I mean, there is an ethics committee that works like that, and also you can see that they're starting to have job applications. So the structural things are perhaps improving, but well, if you want to, I can still point out to some deficiencies why it's not really working.
No, I was just wondering if we keep quiet, how much longer you could explain how the ethics committee works in detail.
Yeah. No.
But that's a big victory for you, no? That now jobs are listed on the website or whatever it is, like.
Well, I mean, let's see if it's general, and also, yes, it's a good thing. It's something that I really wanted to, but I mean, well, it doesn't really help if most of them who are already there are in there by, I would say, personal favors. So, I mean,
but you have to start somewhere, no? Like other than
I agree, but then let's make some rules about it, or maybe let have Emil reapply for his position, for instance, and if he's the best one, he will get it. I mean, such things would be reasonable.
So your reasonable proposal would be right now that Emil should reapply for the position he has.
Well, you sound like it's strange, but it's not exactly what happens in for instance, in the U.S. election, that everybody within the White House is dismissed, and then they will be sort of trying to get their positions again when there is elections. I think that's completely normal, actually.
I'm not sure if that's true. I would guess there's also a difference there between the formal process and the actual process.
On a TV series.
Sounds like you're bluffing.
No, I don't think so. I think it's actually quite normal that.
No, I don't think so. I think if you're an employee,
no, these public servants normally they keep their job regardless of election. Like it sounds like a bluff.
I'm not sure how it is in the States. Also, it depends on the
yeah, but I mean,
your bargain knowledge won't get you very far here.
Yeah, I can guarantee 100% in France. It's you keep your job if you are in the administration. That's fine.
No, it's the same in the US. I guess it depends on the position, but in general, you always hear of these bureaucrats that are there for many years, regardless of
many years.
Let's see. I will. Well, it's good we have something to check up.
Also, none of us has a clue. We're just trying to prove each other wrong.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know.
So, Chess, you're going to St. Louis. Laurent is going back home. I'll probably be doing commentary on the Sinquefield Cup. I think Laurent.
Oh, really? Okay.
We'll also be following it very, very closely. I'm not sure how. Yeah,
of course.
So we'll have stuff to talk about. I don't know. Like last I heard, I was doing commentary on it in English with our boy Kazim. I'm not sure if the recent chess news changed that, but I guess we'll be around. So interesting times in the chess world. Anything else? I think this is it. No, it was a slow chess content week.
Chicken of the week?
Yeah, but
you keep on forgetting that. Oh, that's amazing.
Never. I'm just wondering if we can get to the categories already. Chicken of the week, of course, Maxime Vacher-Lagrave for what he did against Ali Reza. Sorry, Maxime. Great tournament, but easy. We can't blame Ali Reza because he was black. So it's of course Maxime.
I would nominate both of them. I mean, when they're in such good shape and they don't play the Olympiad, when France has a chance to become Olympic champions, I mean, that is... I don't know if it's chicken, but I think so. I mean, then, you have to stand up for your country in these situations.
And I would
France.
I would nominate Guy because
yeah, good choice.
Because it's his name and it's what he does. So yeah, I cannot nominate my French brothers.
That is true.
Yeah, so
fair enough. So no, I'm looking forward to going to St. Louis. I will admit it's. I mean, well, the US never struck me as such a chess country, but St. Louis and Charlotte is very nice centers in very different ways, and it's cool to be in St. Louis. And I'm gonna hopefully watch some baseball. But of course, now if Magnus listens to the podcast, he will know I'm skipping work. But let's see. So
I think you'll probably be allowed to watch baseball, and my best guess is he's not listening to every episode. And since we're mainly spending the episode trying to recall what he said on another podcast, maybe he's not missing that much. But still, it's quality content. So yeah, that's all I got. Are we out of stuff to talk about? Like now with Peter, I'm already calling him Peter. Peter campaigning less. Laurent not playing a tournament. I also haven't been on the road.
We did questions from the viewers.
I'm happy to talk more about feed if you want.
No, it's okay.
Nah, it's all right.
Thank you.
Yeah.